Y'all ain't noticed since Pooh Shiesty been home, ain't been no 1017 repping. It ain't been no shouting out Gucci Man and I'm 1017 this and Gucci Man this and Gucci Man that. Ain't none of that.
Pooh Shiesty wasn't just another rapper out of Memphis. He was the face of the city, the artist who ran up millions of streams and helped put 1017 Records back in the spotlight. And now, he just dropped a statement that shook the entire industry. After serving years locked away, he came home and claims he received nothing from the label that once promised him everything. And the name tied to this whole mess, Gucci Mane himself. This isn't your typical label disagreement. This one cuts deep. We're talking family ties, loss, disrespect, and money. Serious money. And if you think this situation is just going to fade out quietly, you don't understand how Memphis handles things. Stay locked in, because what's coming next explains why this could turn into one of the biggest hip-hop fallouts we've seen in a long time. To really understand how things got this messy, you gotta look back at who Pooh Shiesty was to 1017 Records around 2020. Back then, he wasn't just another name on the roster. He was the future of the label. His breakout hit, Back in Blood, featuring Lil Durk, went crazy, turning into a cultural moment almost overnight. Hundreds of millions of streams later, Pooh Shiesty was suddenly one of the hottest artists in rap, and Memphis was back in the conversation in a major way. He brought that raw, unfiltered street energy that felt real, not forced. His debut mixtape, Shiesty Season, went platinum, and just like that, 1017 Records was buzzing again in ways it hadn't been for years. Pooh Shiesty wasn't just dropping music. He was generating real revenue, real influence, and real momentum for Gucci Mane's camp. Then, October 2021 hit, and everything flipped. Pooh Shiesty was arrested and later sentenced to 5 years in federal prison on firearms conspiracy charges. For most artists, that's where the story ends. Momentum gone, buzz gone, career stalled. But this wasn't most artists. Even behind bars, Pooh Shiesty's name kept ringing. Fans stayed locked in, his music kept streaming, and the hype for his return only grew louder. During that time, Gucci Mane was on record saying he missed Pooh Shiesty, saying he couldn't wait for him to come home, saying 1017 was holding things down for their star. Gucci even trimmed the label roster down, keeping just a couple artists, including Pooh Shiesty. Publicly, everything looked solid. But now we're finding out that what was said publicly didn't match what was really happening behind the scenes. When Pooh Shiesty first signed to 1017 Records, it looked perfect on paper. Gucci Mane, the Atlanta trap legend, linking up with a hungry Memphis street rapper who reminded people of Gucci's early days. Gucci provided the platform, the industry connections, and the machine. Pooh Shiesty brought the energy, the hunger, and the streets. In every interview, every post, every song, Pooh Shiesty repped 1017 hard. He shouted out the label, shouted out Gucci, wore the chain proudly, and spoke about Gucci like a mentor, even like family. The loyalty looked real, at least on the surface. Before 1017, Pooh Shiesty was just another talented rapper trying to break through. After signing, he was performing at major venues, landing big features, and seeing his face everywhere. The partnership was clearly working. But here's the part most people didn't see. Even before prison, cracks were already forming. Industry insiders were whispering about contract issues, about Pooh Shiesty feeling like he wasn't getting what he deserved. Nothing public, nothing explosive, just quiet tension building behind closed doors. Fast forward to 2025. Pooh Shiesty finally comes home and the entire hip-hop world is watching. Everyone expected a big comeback moment. Would 1017 roll out the red carpet? Would Gucci Mane show up with money, jewelry, and a plan? Would the label push him harder than ever? According to Pooh Shiesty, none of that happened. Shortly after his release, he posted online saying that when he came home, no label, no rappers, no industry friends really looked out for him. Just his family and his day ones. He didn't name names, but let's be real. When you're signed to 1017 Records and say, no label looked out, everyone knows exactly who that's about. So what caused the fallout? Sources say it all comes back to money and contracts. When Pooh Shiesty went in, he was still under his original deal. But when he came home, it was time to renegotiate. And that's where things got ugly. He went into prison as a rising artist with one major project. He came out as a certified star, platinum status, massive fan base, and more buzz than ever. His value wasn't the same anymore. Any smart executive would have adjusted the number. But word is Gucci Mane didn't. Allegedly, the offers on the table were low, not matching the streams, the impact, or the earning potential. It felt like the same type of deal he had before the fame, and Pooh Shiesty wasn't accepting that. He knows his worth now. He's seen the numbers, felt the fan support, and understands the business way better than when he first signed. So when those weak offers came through, he pushed back, and that's when the relationship really broke down. Since coming home, Pooh Shiesty hasn't mentioned 1017 at all. No shoutouts, no interviews, no freestyles, no chain in sight. For someone who once held the label down nonstop, that silence says everything. According to him, there was no welcome home package, no jewelry, no car, no major cash gesture, nothing. As if he hadn't spent years locked up while still generating revenue. And then there's the part that made this situation even more personal and painful. It involves his cousin Big Scar. Big Scar was another rising artist on 1017 Records, and he was family to Pooh Shiesty. In December 2022, Big Scar tragically passed away from an accidental overdose at just 22 years old. The loss hit Memphis hard. For Pooh Shiesty, who was still incarcerated at the time, losing his cousin was devastating. But what happened after Big Scar's passing made things even worse. According to Big Scar's family, Gucci Mane tried to retrieve the 1017 chain after his death. Let that sit for a second. A young artist passes away, and instead of support, respect, or help for the family, the focus was reportedly on getting the chain back. And that right there changed everything. Big Scar's brother didn't stay quiet either. He went straight to social media and called out Gucci Mane, saying that when the family reached out for help with funeral arrangements, Gucci allegedly blocked them. He said Gucci wasn't acting like a real CEO, wasn't showing the kind of care or support you'd expect from someone who publicly claimed to love and value his artists. For Pooh Shiesty, watching his family go through that while he was still locked up had to feel beyond frustrating. At that point, this wasn't about contracts or business anymore. This was personal. This was about how Gucci Mane treated his cousin, his blood, his family. And for Pooh Shiesty, that situation showed him exactly who he was really dealing with. Now here's where things get even messier. Even if Pooh Shiesty wanted to reach out directly to Gucci Mane, even if he wanted a real private man-to-man conversation, he couldn't. Why? Because according to multiple sources, Gucci Mane's wife, Keisha Kaoyer, controls everything. She reportedly manages his Instagram, controls his phone access, and oversees who can even reach him. If someone wants to speak to Gucci, they have to go through her first. She sees the DMs, monitors calls, and decides who gets access. Some people might say that's just a wife protecting her husband. And maybe that's true, but in the music business, that setup causes serious problems. Artists need direct access to the label head. They need private conversations about business, creativity, and personal issues. When there's always a gatekeeper involved, especially one who isn't officially part of the artist deal, it creates walls instead of solutions. For Pooh Shiesty, that meant even if he wanted to clear the air with Gucci Mane, the path was already blocked. And based on how things unfolded, it's clear that Root wasn't leading anywhere productive. Here's the cold reality Pooh Shiesty has come to understand. There's nothing Gucci Mane can offer him now that he can't already get on his own. When Pooh Shiesty first signed to 1017 Records, he needed everything. He needed the platform, the connections, the machine, the industry look. Gucci Mane gave him that opportunity, and Pooh Shiesty appreciated it at the time. But that chapter is over. Now, Pooh Shiesty has his own massive fan base. His streaming numbers speak for themselves. His name alone carries weight. He's already proven he can make hits, move units, and create moments without anyone holding his hand. So what does he really need 1017 for now? Distribution? That can come from almost anywhere. Marketing? His name already creates buzz on its own. Features? Artists want to work with him because of who he is, not because of a label logo. The power dynamic has completely flipped. Pooh Shiesty isn't the hungry newcomer anymore. He's a proven star who did time and came home with even more credibility, respect, and attention. That's why the low contract offers hit so hard. It showed either a lack of understanding or a lack of respect. And that's why Pooh Shiesty is willing to walk away. This is why he's no longer repping 1017. This is why the chain hasn't been seen. This is why the shout-outs stopped completely. He realized that staying would mean accepting less than his worth, and he's not doing that. Now the big question is, what happens next? If Pooh Shiesty decides to fully speak on this, how does Gucci Mane respond? Does he defend himself? Does he ignore it? Does he try to smooth things over quietly? Or does this turn into a full-blown public clash? If it does go public, it could seriously hurt 1017 Records. What artist is going to want to sign there after seeing how this played out? Who's going to trust that the label will support them when things get tough? The stakes are high on both sides. For Pooh Shiesty, this is about respect and getting what he's earned. For Gucci Mane, this is about reputation, legacy, and the future of his label. And this situation exposes a much bigger issue in the music industry. Young artists often sign deals when they're hungry, inexperienced, and desperate for opportunity. Pooh Shiesty signed when he needed the door opened, when he would have agreed to almost anything just to get in. That's how it starts for most artists. But as they grow, learn the business, and see their true value, those early contracts start to feel restrictive. The smart labels adjust. They renegotiate fairly, they reward growth, and build long-term partnerships. When that doesn't happen, relationships fall apart. And that's exactly where this situation is headed. Labels that fail to grow with their artists always pay the price. They lose their biggest stars and slowly build a reputation as places artists should avoid. Right now, 1017 Records is dangerously close to that line. If Gucci Mane can't fix this situation with Pooh Shiesty, if he can't show that he values his artists and treats them fairly, then 1017 is going to have a hard time pulling in top talent moving forward. And let's be honest for a second. Without Pooh Shiesty, who does 1017 really have right now? Fugiano is still dealing with legal problems. Most of the other artists have either been dropped or moved on. Pooh Shiesty was the franchise player. He was the engine. And if he fully walks away, what's really left? This is a make or break moment for Gucci Mane. He can either step up, make things right, and show the industry he's a label head who truly takes care of his artists, or he can let this spiral and watch the label's image slowly fall apart. When you look at the full picture, it's clear the relationship between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane has hit a breaking point. What started as a powerful partnership has turned into resentment, disappointment, and broken trust. Pooh Shiesty came home expecting support from a label he helped build. Instead, he got low contract offers, silence, and had to watch his cousin's family feel disrespected after Big Scar's passing. That's not how you treat family, and it's definitely not how you treat your biggest artist. Now, Pooh Shiesty is making his stance crystal clear. He's done playing along. He's no longer repping 1017. He's not shouting out Gucci Mane, and he's letting it be known that when he came home, nobody in the industry really looked out for him. That's a heavy message, and it's one that could shake things up in a major way. The real question now is where this goes next. Does it stay quiet tension, or does it turn into something public? Does Pooh Shiesty address this directly in the music? Does Gucci Mane respond? Does this grow into hip-hop's next major conflict? Only time will tell. But one thing is already clear. The loyalty that once held this relationship together is gone. And in hip-hop, once trust is broken, it almost never comes back. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Pooh Shiesty is justified in how he feels? Should Gucci Mane have done more when he came home? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay tapped in as this story continues to unfold, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. I'll see you on the next one.